I'm Daisy Beattie. I'm working on the Four Seasons at the Globe, which will be opening in the Sam Wanamaker Playhouse. And I'm the puppet supervisor. So my job is basically liaising between the designers and the makers through the duration of the making of the show. They're really beautiful puppets to work on. These puppets are influenced by Bunraku style puppets. They are tabletop puppets and they are operated by about 3 people, sometimes 2. So the first stage of making these puppets is to have a meeting with the designers and then from that produce working drawings so we can see what mechanisms might be needed in the puppets. The ply skeleton, there's a lot of quite fine woodworking in terms of making sure that the joints are running nicely and working smoothly together. So once I have my ply skeleton, I then take the front and side profiles of the sculpt and draw those onto the front and side of a plasterzote block, which is a nice easy foam to sculpt, and it's got a good bit of give in it, which also helps us not having puppets that are knocking against each other really loudly. I then put that through the bandsaw to get the main shape of the body, and then by hand I use a blade to start sculpting the plasterzote off until I'm getting a nice shape. And then the next stage we did covering of the puppets, which is basically using a butter muslin for a scrim to create a nice paintable surface. So the easiest way to paint the puppets is by taking them apart. We will then give the puppets a few glazes of a kind of wooden colour, and on top of that we'll paint in with white to bring out highlights and lowlights of the limbs and face and body. These puppets are really unique in their style. They've been designed specifically to tell this story. It's difficult to compare them to things that you might see on film and television because they're made more specifically for theatre. Quite often in film you want to be hidden, but for these puppets in the theatre, it's very much a statement that the puppeteers are being seen and they're there, but your focus is drawn to the puppet.
When you put a puppet on stage, people automatically are sort of taking part in bringing that puppet to life. And we've deliberately pushed the aesthetic of our puppets to be slightly more of a blank canvas than we normally do, to give the audience even more space to really put themselves in the puppet, if you like, and emotionally take part in the story.
It's quite a personal piece for everybody as an individual audience member. I would say it's the piece of theatre we've made where the audience is almost the most proactive in its creation, I suppose.
My love of puppetry started when I was very young. My mother's a puppeteer, and when she couldn't find childcare, she'd take me along and sit me in the back of rehearsals. I've grown up around puppetry, and that's definitely what influenced me when I left university, having done design and theatre. I feel really lucky to be doing something that I love doing as a job. It doesn't feel like work because I've got such a passion for it. My mum always said to me, don't be a puppeteer. I don't know why she'd say don't get into it. I didn't listen to her anyway, obviously. I absolutely feel the bond of puppets when I'm making them, and I often find it quite hard to let go of them. You feel like saying, take care of them, make sure they're okay. But they always are, and it's beautiful to watch them come to life. And the puppeteers on this show are incredible artists, and they're going to do such a beautiful job with the puppetry. I think it's going to be a really beautiful show, a visual and sensual feast, and I think people will come away feeling moved.